Okay, so welcome back. And, I took a bit of break from Portfolio Pathway and for GMC registration and interview series. I think I had covered for that most of the things, and still I'm getting a bit of, few minor queries. Probably there is no need for doing a Q&A session for those again. Okay, so I was getting many, requests about case reports, and not only from the people who are doing the portfolio pathway, but as a journal histopathologist or as a medical people or as students or as the people who are going to join for the taster weeks, for the trainees, for so ongoing. I think case report is the first thing which we publish as uh, you know as a publication as a clinician. So I have tried to concise that what's the importance and how to go around how to publish case report, how to write it. Okay, so of course, case reports are report of a cases. So what's the uniqueness? So it's usually it's short description of a unique case or a novel case or a new case which we encounter during our practice. And but it should contain both practical message and for educational purpose. It can just be for educational purpose also, and to add up in the scientific knowledge. So when I was preparing this presentation, it was very like I came across one of the kind of a case report. I'll show you while we go down the presentation that how important it is, the case reports. Sometimes we in the hierarchy of publications, it's considered as lowest. Not many points are given to it. Not many, people say, oh, okay, you just have published a case report, that's what's the big deal. But I'll let you know that how important it is in the futuristic approach also, not only for ourselves, for our portfolio, for our learning, for our education, but how it contributes to the scientific knowledge. So for many of us, it's like, as I have said, that first effort at getting article published in the medical journal, and that's what happened to me also. My first publication was, I think, 2008 or 9, and it was like the sentinel lymph node biopsy, and it was a benign thing, epidermal inclusion cyst in a sentinel lymph node, which was causing the enlargement of the lymph node, and clinically they were thinking that could it be metastatic lymph node. So then sent it for frozen section, and it was really an intriguing entity. So, but for second thing for us, why it's important is that it's kind of a useful exercise that how to write scientifically due to basically it's same like similarity of the basic methodology. An article is a concise systematic review and meta-analysis, so it's kind of a trial and error kind of thing. And but important that why, because it gives us basic components of a publication. So in the hierarchy of scientific evidence, I have already told that case reports are usually not considered that much. But if there are more than one cases of a similar entity, then you can always publish it as case series. More than three or onwards, you can publish at case series. So it has got slightly more weightage. However, I would still highly recommend that if you do get a case report, please do try to publish. Like currently, I have got number of topics, and I have asked students and trainees to get involved in that. So this presentation was also focused on them also. And for the portfolio pathway, the Caesar applicants and the trainees who are trying to get involved in UK systems, for them also it's kind of a first step. And it's I'm not saying it's very easy, but it's comparatively easier than to publish a journal original article in a journal. because original article takes time, and there should be a robust process for that. So first I would suggest that if you are into publications, or if you want to, or if you have to, uh, try to go first, as a first step, case report. Okay, and again, it's a first publication type for many original medical observations, and again, I would say that it was surprising for me to go through a certain case report, which became now has become a very well-known phenomena in the medical world. So it's a detailed report. It can be signs, symptoms, diagnosis, treatment, follow-up. So any particular insight and some novel thing, some new thing, or some different aspect of already known thing. So understanding case report. So there are 4 or 5 criteria, you can say, or conditions or diseases or things about which we can write a case report. So it could be rare or unusual clinical condition. It could be previously unreported or unrecognized disease. It could be unusual side effect. It could be unique use of imaging modalities or diagnostic modalities for histopathologists, or like if you are applying certain immunostain and you you come across that, oh, this immunostain is showing positivity in a certain disease or in a certain condition which is not known before, so definitely you can write a case report. And then diagnostic tests to assist the diagnosis of a disease if it's a new diagnostic test. So Vandenbroek listed 5 roles. Again, recognition of a new disease or a rare manifestation of a known disease, which goes for us as rare manifestation of a certain stain or rare morphological finding of a certain tumor. So I have seen people who have said that, already known tumors, but a new finding, or a new, if you can search for M sign in nodular hydroadenoma. So that was one of my seniors way back. And they thought, when they saw nodular hydroadenomas, this came across the morphological findings that bean shaped or grooving was seen in most of those. So you can always write a case report about that, and as a mean for teaching and learning purpose also. So sometimes, some of the journals, they take it as case of the month, case of the week. So one of the things is that when I started, pathology outlines used to publish case of the week, and now they are doing it case of the month. For that, it was initially was like that, how can we count it in our CV or show that we are publishing over there? So you can always do that, because now that is considered as the largest online textbook. So you can always submit kind of case of the month or case of the week uh, contribution. One of the most important thing is that because it's a unique thing, so patient consent is very, very, very important, as for other scientific publications. And informed written consent is a requirement for most of the journals. And then you have to follow the journal and institutional guidelines. So once you get or come across a unique case, you can approach the clinician as a histopathologist, because we are not in the direct contact with patients. But if you are a clinician and you are in direct contact with a patient, usually there is a form, consent form. It's simple. It says that we want to publish, and it would be anonymous, and no patient identifiable material will be used. And I have not received, like, from any patient that they would deny. They always are happy to contribute in the uh, scientific journals and that perspective. Some of the journals, they go for the patient's perspective also. So that's a latest or kind of a new edition. So how to structure? This is the most gist of today's presentation. That typical case report format, and it holds original articles also. That abstract, introduction, case presentation, discussion, and conclusion. So typical format would be consisting of these 5 points. And I'll go through one by one. And then title. Title is like, kind of an introduction. So the title should attract readers' attention. However, it should not be very flashy, or it should not be very ostentatious. That's what most of the people and most of the journals would suggest. And focus on a particular issue without being too cumbersome or artificial. So you can just say that, for example, this is the first presentation of this, or you can say that it's a presentation of a rarity, something like that, and try to omit. However, I came across a few of the authors, they still would go for, they will write the title and then they will say a case report or report of two cases. So first the thing what they are presenting, and then semicolon or colon, and then case report. So they suggest that you should be very brief and straightforward in the title, but it should be informative, because people will be, getting your case report from the archives or in the database, and your title, your abstract, and your keywords. These three things should point towards what you have written about. So those are very important things. And then writing tips is of try to be concise as possible, because case reports word limit is usually quite less than original article. Then try to be very concise, and that's why it's kind of an easier thing to write also. And use medical terminology correctly, don't use jargons, and support with images, charts, or figures, please, for specifically for histopathology, but if otherwise also. So images are very important or very catchy for case reports. And towards the end, of course, you have to proofread very carefully. So abstract again, it holds true for the original article. I might do a presentation later on for how to, tips for present publishing. And I always say that everything is publishable. You should be able to, identify the journal where you want to publish or you can publish, and how to present things. So it's not like that very simple things, and try to make it very, fancy, but it should add to the scientific knowledge. So just, publication just for the sake of publication should not be done. But I would say that because we as a clinicians or as a histopathologist or as students, we don't publish. So most of the don't publish a lot. So most of the things go unnoticed. And once it's kind of an addiction also. I would say that once you see your name on an article or published somewhere, it kind of attracts you to do more and more. So, and try to present the findings in a very nice way. Medical literature, now there is a boom after, globalization and internet. When like 20 years back, it was not like that. However, I would still, I encourage that opens your own mind also. So try to publish more and more. And case reports again are one of the easier things if you come across any. So abstract is one of the most important thing. Why? Because it can be all what people would read before reading your whole case report. So, and same goes for again original articles. So this should be most important, short summary, overall idea, and it is quite brief. And most of the time it's unstructured for case reports. So for structured for original articles, that means there are headings for the abstract. But for case report, usually it's like 50 to 100 words, and unstructured. And it will pose the clinical question or diagnostic problem and provide essential information. So, your first 2, 3 sentences should be very, very, attractive. And it should facilitate retrieval with electronic searching. And what I do, and I have again read around that, and what different authors do is that they write it last. First, they write the whole manuscript and then they write the abstract, because then it's very easy, it just flows like that.